Welcome to another episode of UNL Recall. In this episode, we're covering week 5, and boy, this was another interesting week for the UNL. We saw plenty of upsets, actually, and we also saw several teams rising up in terms of performance. So let's not waste any more time, and let's get into the week 5 recap. First off, let's see what the schedule looked like for the previous week. We started off with Invol versus Hive Mind. This was certainly a curveball thrown by Hive Mind in the draft. Kale, Tryndamere, Oriana mid lane, and then a Kindred Taric bot lane made up for a comp with 4 abilities that granted invulnerability either to one person or to multiple people. Uh, Certainly quite annoying to deal with, especially if you don't have the right tools. And I don't feel like Invul had the right tools that were necessary to stop Hivemind from just rolling the team fights, especially the Warwick top. I feel like, and maybe some other picks as well, just weren't enough to stop Hivemind from consistently winning the team fights and eventually winning the game. We have one more. We have actually one clip to show you from that game, and that is Invul uh, turning a potential dive from Hivemind and getting a 3-for-1 exchange. Invul actually started the game off with a small lead in the early game, but couldn't quite translate it when the dragon fights started rolling around.
And Rift Herald started up by Skarner as a response to Trindam is not showing bot side.
Yep.
Oh?
Very nice. But here comes the Cosmic Radiance onto the bot lane turret. Brilliant Void Rush to get Judgy Rocks away. And it's going to be, no, the Lamb's Respite comes down. I forget about all the invulnerabilities. But SS Friendship is here. The Victor is in the fight. Gravity Well going to go down. Granny Spanner stunned up. Zenith Blade connecting onto Howlitzer, and Judgy Rocks finds one. Killer Vanilla has now joined the fight, but the Death Laser picks up a second for SS Friendship. He is going to fall to the Tryndamere, and the Divine Judgment is going to rain down upon Invulnerables. But it is Hivemind who should be fearing the gods, as Outlaw going to get chunked very low, running away towards his mid lane. Ezzy is awaiting in the mid lane. If he could peel back and potentially look for this, but no, Yuri Undertone's going to just find him.
That was the first game. Bit of an unfortunate loss for Invul. I don't think they were ready for that comp in particular. It just happens in best of one sometimes. Then we had Hex versus Ruined Kings. Ugh, this was a bit of a sloppy game, but it was a banger, that's for sure. It definitely was one of the standout games from this week. And the turning point was the gank attempt that came in from Amari on the Nocturne, and also the TP that came in from topside. They tried to ambush the Ruined King's bot lane, but, well, the results were not quite what they expected. Let's just see the clip.
But it looks like both junglers got out pretty much scot-free, no flashes burned or anything. Teleport, though, bot lane from Fanxi. The Paranoia is going to come down as well. Destiny Gate is popped, and they are going all in. Double teleports. Unstoppable Force connects onto one, and it is Callow that goes down. Traded it back for the Nocturne, and they're going to find a second on to Jinx here. 3 for the Jinx now in the bot lane. Fanxi in there. The Wind Slash still to come out, I believe. Not going to quite find anyone with it. And could this be a 4th kill for the Jinx? Possibly. It looks like they're trying to give it over, and it is going to be a quadra kill in the bot lane now for Feb. 6-0 on this Jinx.
Yeah, that was definitely the point where Hex was very much in trouble. From that point onwards, the Jinx was accelerated past the usual point where you can actually stop the champion. But yeah, regardless, Hex actually managed to still find some good fights of their own, and we're going to see one of those fights in the next clip.
I don't know.
Ruin Kings are looking for the fight though. Hands running with a gold card ready. Small Walrus going to get stunned up, and the dragon's stolen by the Super Mega Death Rocket. Feb is having the game of his life, getting dove on by the Nocturne. Paranoia is popped. The Wind Slash coming through as well. Can they find the Jinx? Ginkgo's run dives the backline, and the Jinx is going to go down. Big shutdown on to the Nocturne, and this could be the team fight for Hex that they do need. Riven finding one, finding two. Shutdown on the Poppy. Set trying to escape on the backside, flashing away from the Kai'Sa. Is going to get cut down though by the Duskbringer of the Nocturne. It's a clean ace for Hex.
Yeah, despite all that, despite the clean ace, Ruin King still had the advantage. They took Elder Dragon after that fight, and subsequently ended the game. Now moving on to Be Invictus versus Gosport Gods. Early game was a bit dicey. Seems to be a trend for Be Invictus, not gonna lie. The fight around, yeah, had to give up the first and second dragon. Gosport Gods had the priority and just took the dragons for themselves. The first team fight near third dragon nearly ended in a Gosport Gods win, but Golongulate with the heroics managed to save the team fight for his team. And then the regroup, the respawn, and the second team fight around third dragon happens. And this is where the Invictus finally get the win that they wanted. And would you believe it? Jinx gets another quadra kill. This time it was Enix at the helm. And yeah, Jinx snowballed once again. But first, let's look at the clip.
Braum, I don't think the Invictus have the team fight currently. Urgot is sitting on a lot more gold than they would want right now. And GSG starts Rel engage, Rel ult, Orianna ult, Shockwave coming in. That is a Braum down, Rel down. Urgot is down though as well. Maokai, Hecarim, Lilia, absolutely insane fight. Duke of Jamming is the only one left. Can he 1v2? Unfortunately not, and he might die to the burn. That is a red buff kill as well. Quadra kill from Luke. Enix absolutely popping off. We are seeing another Jinx getting incredibly excited.
Oh my god. Yeah, obviously also have to credit Eris for the engage on the flank. That was crucial to setting up that fight. But also, can we just shout out Blue Buff? The Invictus Blue Buff was absolutely playing for a blue team this game. Just bonk with Tristana on the head. That's what eventually grants Enix the 4th kill in that fight. Yeah, quite big. Quite big. Then past that point, obviously, pretty controlled affair. BIG just kept winning thanks to the absurdly fed Jinx, who came online faster than anyone expected. Then we have Opera Aquarium versus Gourmet Gang to close out Saturday. Well, yeah, this wasn't a pretty game for Gourmet Gang. There was a glimmer of hope at the beginning with a Ziggs mid performing well, but all of those hopes were dashed come mid-game because, yeah, a return of a dog champ. Nasus came in once again for Christian Simeone, and he was once again impossible to deal with in the side lane because you had a tank on the other side who cannot deal with the incoming damage. And yeah, we have to look at this clip because what happened in that game was frankly illegal.
As we've said, it's 600 gold for this is pretty doomed. And Christian Simeone is in a bush. He withers the Kai'Sa. He ults as well. Is the Kai'Sa going to be able to do anything? That is 3 Qs through the shield as well of Kai'Sa's ult. which are I feel so sorry for this Leona. There is nothing's going to happen here. Chris and Simeone, he ignores Master of Ebola's Kazakh. This is not fair.
This is so over.
This is
Well, the clip, there's no comment necessary. Thanasis was indeed too fed at that point in time. Let's just quickly move on to Sunday. Hivemind versus Hex. What was Adam doing in that clip? I don't know. It was like we were winding down at that point. It was the fourth game. I don't know. Like Adam seems to be like sometimes he just deteriorates. Like once the day progresses, sometimes it just not quite. I think he was just laughing at the absurdity of the situation, but okay, let's move on to Hivemind versus Hex. At this time, Hivemind did not go for the gimmicks. No more stacking invulnerables. This time, they actually went for a comp with a lot of comfort champions. We have the Soraka support, we have the Ahri mid, we have the carry jungle for Outlaw. On the other side, we had the Pirate in the mid lane, perhaps a slight homage to Loose Cannon's Fantasy's previous team. And well, this was another dicey game for Hex, actually. They almost let this one go. They almost let this one slip, in my opinion. Some fights could have gone the other way just as easily, but at the end of the day, they pretty much relied on the lead that Fantasy managed to build up for himself, plus like the other members of the team at certain points performing well. Let's just look at one of those clips that we have. Is it just one clip from this game? Yes, it's just one clip, and it's Hivemind getting the steal on the dragon, and also some more on top of that.
And yes, it's 30 CS, but it's Gangplank as well. Every minion kill you get with a Q-procced barrel is going to give you extra money as well. Teleport's coming in. They are going to contest this. Outlaw steals the dragon, jumping over the wall. Equalizer going to come down with the cannon barrage. There is Gucci Mane stunned up on top of it. They are cooking on the fire. Now Frostmoth going to go in, finding one with the help of the Rumble. Can he find the Tristana? No. Rocket jump away from the orb of, I can't remember what it's called, but Karzik's going to pick up the Gangplank. Everyone on Hivemind surviving and taking 3 down as well as the dragon.
That still doesn't.
Yeah, the Equalizer absolutely cooked up everyone who was in that dragon pit. That was one of the better fights for Hivemind, but yeah, it didn't always look that pretty for them. Some fights they just seem to have completely lost the plot at some points. Just some members getting picked off left and right, which allowed Hex to take the free fights and get even bigger leads. But still, Hex not out of the woods here. They secured first. They still have first place with that win, but I don't think they can be happy with how things went in week 5. Now we move on to the biggest banger of the week, and my goodness, potentially candidate for a banger of the season. Invulnerable, Invulnerables. I can't speak. Versus Gosport Gods. This one was a doozy. Started with Gosport Gods getting leads, and then transitioning those leads to winning the fights in the mid game, and it looked like it was a done deal, especially with Gardevoir just getting bigger and bigger as the game progressed, getting almost too big for Invul to deal with. But as his friendship on Vizaraf just, I feel like you just refused to lose in that game. So many good. He had a solo kill in the mid lane. He had great snipes across the board. He had a steal on the Mountain Soul. Denied Gosport Gods of Mountain Soul, where it just should have been smited away, but SS Friendship somehow managed to get it. And then Invul in the late game actually started winning fight after fight, and it looked looked pretty stressful for Gosport Gods at one point, but yeah, Nardavar was too powerful at the end of the day, and also yeah, the fight at the Elder was still very very close, but at the end just didn't go Invol's way, and Invol unfortunately went 0-2 on the week, but I feel like both of those games were potentially uh, winnable to some degree. For like adjustments in terms of draft, or like adjustments in terms of macro decision making, perhaps, or micro decision making in the second game. But you know, there's at this point, I feel like there's still enough time. They're 3-5, I think, or are they 3-6? Something along those lines. So there's still enough time to iron out those mistakes still, but time's running out. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's just move on to the clips. We have 3 clips from this game. Let's just go through all of them first.
Do any damage?
No, he does. Well, he just doesn't have items really. The snowball going to go wide. Gardevoir jumping forward, stride breakering forward to slow up Ezzy and Weebly, and the Pop Blossom going to catch onto 3. Can Invol get the fight here? Deathmark comes down from IWD and is going to pop Ezzy instantly. And no answer back yet, but the Z is cut out. Gardevoir, Beckler jumping forward into 2. Not really too sure what he's looking for here, and is going to go down to the Rel. Rupture onto 3. SS Friendship is in the backline. SS Friendship is free hitting, but Gardevoir is just too huge. Yuri Undertones with that stone plate is massive. Gardevoir's not quite so good. And they do manage to pick up the Gnar. Can they go any further? SS Friendship chasing them away. The Electric catches on to Duke of Jamming, and he's going to pick one up, and it's a 4-for-3 so far for Invol. Can they find the final kill? Vile Storm dangerously low as the Eye of Sauron going to go just slightly too short.
This was the beginning of the turnaround for Invol. This was like the first fight where they actually managed to get most of their cooldowns on the right people, and yeah, they started actually doing well past that point. But at the end of the day, yeah, wasn't meant to be, I suppose. But still, let's look at this Dragon Steel.
Waves are in such a bad position for them.
Yeah, no one was ever pushing bot wave there, and it's just they're just gonna try.
They're gonna try steal it with the Zerath ult. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots. He gets the steal. SS Friendship.
Is that Steph Curry? Holy! I just hit the deepest 3-pointer of
From
his life.
downtown. This is going to be.
And now the final fight of the game, where Gosport Gods prevailed at the end, but wasn't without struggles. They had to fight for it.
This man can legit have 10,000 health.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be a flash forward from Gardevoir, blocked off though by Ezzy. The leap is going to get stunned up. Weebly going in, and can he find the Pop Blossom? Catches only onto 2, and it's currently a big fight. Beckler going to get chunked out by the Z. Cho'Gath cannot die at this point, I'm convinced. SS Friendship getting chased out by Vilestorm though. Weebly trying to throw in whatever he can. Yuri Undertones finding 1. Ezzy finding a second, but Duke Jamming going to pick up Weebly. Invol, have they managed to do it right at the arcane now? Coming out, looking for the snipes. 1 hits on Duke of Jamming. 1 hits on to Gardevoir. And can SS Friendship and Ezzy play this out? The Electrifying Orb going to catch on to Gardevoir, and it's a triple kill for Duke of Jamming in the fight. Gardevoir dodging out. The curtain is called, and I believe that is the curtain on the Invulnerable's hopes for this game. Duke of Jamming finding a quadra kill in the final fight. And I do believe that will be Gospel Gods grabbing themselves the victory.
How low was Duke of Jamming in that fight at the end? But W took him to like double digits HP. That was so close. SS Friendship just outputting megatons of damage. But yeah, Gosport Gods. Gardevoir was absolutely massive in this game and carried his team to victory. And we have 2 more games left. Let's look at B Invictus versus Gourmet Gang. Now, yeah, let's. The B Invictus trend comes up once again. early game did not quite go as expected, did not quite go smoothly. The Malzahar against the Katarina was the counter pick that was prepared. And regardless, despite that counter pick, Katarina actually managed to get a turnaround double kill on one of the ganks. And also, some of the early dragon fights, yeah, not pretty for B Invictus. Gourmet Gang were putting up a fight, and the game was mostly even, or even narrowly favoring Gourmet Gang for like the first 20 to 25 minutes. But once B Invictus got their first big win, it looked like the victory was inevitable for the blue side. Once again, Jinx getting too big for Gourmet Gang to handle, and the range advantage was starting to come up quite a lot in these team fights. Let's look at the first clip here.
Yeah, that was a bit too quick on that trigger. But we might see some fight here.
They won that Malzahar. He's fiending for that R button, and the
Oh my
okay,
God.
okay, very nice. The Urgot ult did actually miss, but instead of this map past the bamboo, maybe going to be caught position here. The fear going on to Leona, and the flash Q going to land for Eris and get that hook onto bamboo and use the lantern to get Jinx over and finish off the kill. Condemn going to push her away, but the team fight going on the other side as well. But it just goes the way of being Invictus. I don't really know what happened in the top left side. I was focusing on the bottom, but they won an all team fight, regards to team fight there, and 4-for-1 for the side of being Invictus.
Yeah, that was the first big win for B Invictus, and that's where the fight started mostly going in their way. But even then, Gourmet Gang did not go quietly into the night, and this was one of their big fights where they managed to pull ahead. This one was mostly with the help of Blazicus on the Scion. Absolutely the biggest asset for his team.
Just in the jungle instead of in lane. Instead of going for his pure lethality build, he's mainly being used to use his CC to try and catch up. But the Leona ult big coming through, going to get a big one. Dragon damage coming through, Silent ult coming through, just going to whiff, but get the damage off on Aussie. The jungler is dead, but Katarina in the background, just finding a little bit of health. Vein damage, she's untouched currently. Bamboo, Blazicus and Bamboo alive. ADC on ADC, looking to trade out. Enix just has enough damage. It's not coming through, maybe just going to be enough, and going to trade autos, and Gourmet Gang is going to come out on top, 4-for-5, and that was just ADC, both dishing out all the damage, and Blazicus is just too tanky to die.
How the fuck is Sion the one who has not yet died in this game at all?
Yeah, beats me. I don't know how that happened. Gourmet Gang were fighting bravely, but yeah, at the end of the day, scaling prevailed for B Invictus, and they secured a 2-0 weekend for the first time in UNL Season 4. So congratulations to B Invictus. That was a very big week for the team. And last but not least, Off-World Aquarium versus Ruin Kings. And this one was also a very good game, but for different reasons when you compare this to Involve versus Godsport Gods. This was just, overall, I felt like the best macro display we've seen all week, and potentially all season, from Ruin Kings. In control from start to finish. The map movements were on point. The mid support combo working so well for them, setting up so many plays across the entirety of this game. Consistent engages from Kalian coming in. Just great synergy displayed from top to bottom. If you're gonna watch watch two games. Watch this game, and then watch Envol versus Godsport Gods for the entertainment factor. But yeah, this performance for Ruin Kings was certainly very impressive. And this also ended up being a Ruin Kings 2-0. This was a very tough schedule for them. They had Hex on Saturday and Aquarium on Sunday. Coming out of that week 2-0 is a big achievement for the team. And they're also, I believe they are 5-1 with the original squad. So when they're fielding subs, not as good, but when they have everyone playing in the assigned positions, suddenly they just keep winning games. So yeah, very impressive. And now, ran through the entirety of Saturday and Sundays. Now let's look at the standings. Hex still remain in first place because Winx Club haven't played any games in week 5. Awful Aquarium having a little bit of a slip up, which means Be Invictus and Ruin Kings are now quite close to them. Gosport Gods also sitting nearby at 5 and 5. Involve falling down to 3 and 6, along with Hive Mind. Now they're tied for 7th. Not a good sign for either team, but we still have 4 more weeks to go. Gourmet Gang at 1 and 8, still looking for an increase in form. Now we're done with the week 5 recap, so let's move on to the usual segment at the end of UNL Recall, which is best of week 5. And you know the drill at this point. First, we're going to go through Team of the Week. Just like last week, we're going to reveal players one by one. And of course, you can place your bets at the casino. Just bet responsibly, please. Don't lose all of your fortunes at UNL Recall. That would be inadvisable. But I don't know. I'm not your dad. You can do what you want, I guess. Let's just pull up the screen. Make sure everything's ready. Transition. Okay, the black bars or the gray bars are in place. First, we look at top lane. We already have a bet going. I see Christian Simeone. Is he going to end up on this list? I think we've had enough time to vote on this one, so I'm just going to reveal the first person to get Team of the Week. And I believe this is the first time Gosport Gods makes their appearance on Team of the Week. Gardevoir gets a Team of the Week win for week 5. I feel like Vinar performance especially must have swayed this in his favor. Although the Maokai also, he had some solo kills on the Urgot in the game versus Be Invictus, so that's something to consider. That wasn't a bad game either, but Vinar especially was so incredibly huge and just carried teamfights multiple times on his own. You can really see just from that match how powerful Nar can be in a teamfight scenario. Certainly well played to Gardevoir. I think it's a deserved win. So now we move on to jungle. This time, the vote of the casino is placed on Imari. Is he going to get jungle? We're going to wait a bit for the votes to come in. On jungle, let me look at the results without revealing anything, of course. Jungle, I would say, was quite contested this time. More than actually, yeah, 4 players received more than 2 votes. So everyone had their candidate, I suppose. All right. So I do believe the votes have come in. So I'm going to just reveal this next Team of the Week player in 10 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. And here's your team of the week jungler. It is Luke Caruana of Ruined Kings. 33% voted for Luke Caruana for week 5. That's 7 votes. The runner-up was actually 2 players, Ozzynox and Outlaw, tied for second, 4 votes. Luke Caruana, I wouldn't even say this was the most stylish or impressive performance in terms of mechanical skill. Something that we've seen before from this player on the Gragas or even on the Elise. But yeah, this time just sheer consistency over the 2 weeks. Also some intangibles potentially coming in, like cohesion was certainly there for Ruined Kings this game, and I think some of it at least has to be attributed to their jungler. Luke Caruana gets the team of the week vote for week 5. Now we move on to mid. Casino asked the question, is Fanxi going to be mid laner the team of the week? Well, we're about to find out. I'm going to give you some additional time to place your bets, but not a lot of time. Like half a minute more or so. Place your bets quickly, people. Let's look at mid when it comes to voting. For mid lane, it was mostly free contenders when it comes to team of the week for week 5. Was Fanxi one of them? Yeah, I can reveal he was indeed one of them. But did he win team of the week? Revealing the next position in 10 seconds. And here we go. Well, I did it. I did it, Mom. I'm on team of the week. Are you proud of me now? No. Okay. Honestly, yeah, I do feel pretty good about my performance in week 5. I think it was pretty good. Obviously, didn't really play the flashy champions or anything. It was Oriana, like the milk toast freaking white bread champion in the mid lane. Absolute normie tier. And then I pick the cringiest mage available to me, which was a Malzahar, just to make Katarina's lives and Katarina and Kane's lives miserable, which I actually succeeded in doing, so I'm happy. I guess voters valued the consistency, but I think also I think SS Friendship and Fanxi deserve the shoutouts for the. I mean, probably SS Friendship first and foremost deserves a shout out for this week, in my opinion. Despite the O2, I feel like the mid lane was certainly the shining point for the team. Now we move on to ADC. The casino thinks Enix could be one to look out for when it comes to team of the week. Well, I do think Enix should be in that conversation, but did he receive team of the week? That much will be made known in just a second here as the votes come in. Okay, the opinions are a bit split this time. Some, yeah, 5,000 points, yes. Okay, we have some more coming in for yes. pretty even right now. Just gonna give you a little bit more time to vote here. Yeah, for week 5, I think definitely it's February 14th and Enix who are fighting for his team of the week spot. Definitely outstanding performance from these guys in week 5, and I feel like, yeah, both, if either of them deserves it here, but only one can get it. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's see the 80 carry. And it's Ruined Kings once again. Every 14th receives 43% of the votes, secures Team of the Week for himself. I believe it is the first time that it happened this season. Ruined Kings going strong in the votes. February 14th received 9 votes, yeah, which translates to 43%, and then Enix was second with 5 votes at 24%. So yeah, both 80 carries were recognized, but at the end of the day, February 14th was the one who received more votes in the Team of the Week contest for this week. Now we move on to the last position, but certainly not the least important when it comes to this week. Yeah, let's get some votes going. Will Calian beat Team of the Week support? Okay. Is anyone going to vote? Okay, I see some brave soul voting for no. I mean, if you watched week 5, you know how this is going to end up. I'm not gonna put on any kind of act here. But yeah, I'm gonna give you like 20 more seconds to get the free points while you can. So yeah, let's just wait a little bit longer. A little bit of insider trading going on. Okay, 10 seconds. So with this support nomination for Team of the Week, Ruined Kings is 3 out of 5 for week 5, and it is indeed Calian who secured it. The highest percentage of votes. When you look at all of the positions, 67% voted for Calian, translates to a number of 14 votes in total. I mean, yeah. Obviously, when you look at the whole weekend, well deserved. Not much else to say as we're gonna move on to the MVP very, very soon. So yeah, from top to bottom, it's Gardevoir, Bellsport Gods, Ruined Kings, Luke Caruana, BIG, yours truly, February 14th, and Calian, the bot lane of Ruined Kings, both receiving the Team of the Week nomination. Now it's finally time to reveal the MVP for week 5. There were certainly more than one player who stood out in one way or another this week, but I feel like when you look at, yeah, once again, you look at the week in its entirety, there can only be one. And it was reflected in the votes. Absolute landslide when it comes to MVP. No one was even close when it came to the number of votes for week 5. And yeah, let's not prolong this anymore than it is necessary. here's your Week 5 MVP. It's Kalyan of Ruined Kings. Yep. It happened. Both games instrumental in the wins. So many engages that ended up in a win for Ruined Kings just off of the play from Nautilus in both of these games, especially in the second game. So many hooks landed and ended up in a team fight victory. So Kalyan, all of the praise for this week is deserved. Obviously, you have to shout out all the other members of Ruined Kings. I feel like the whole team just stepped up massively this week. It really showed. And it's also against tough opponents, which means even more for the rest of their season. I feel like their aspirations are now much higher now that they've won against the top dogs in the league. They can look to the basically the top two. I feel like with confidence, and yeah, this week 5 2-0 is largely off of the back of Kalyan, and he gets this MVP. And yeah, not much else to say on this one. Very well played. And that closes everything out for this episode of UNL Recall. Once again, I have to apologize for the form for Team of the Week and MVP coming in later than usual, but you guys came in clutch. I still received all the votes that were enough votes to make sure that the process goes smoothly without any unintended results coming in. So thanks to everyone who voted this week. And also, just as a bonus, Moment of the Week winner goes to clip number 12, which was Kalyan and Hans making a perfect pick on the brand. Wait, did we watch this? Chad, can you tell me? I've just realized we might have missed a clip. Okay, good. We missed the clip. Yeah. It's good that we actually stopped here. So yeah, we can watch this clip to close out UNL Recall for this week. Let's take a look.
However, that flash is now missing for any potential team fight, and I wonder if he's going to use TP to get topside. No. Oh, engage.
Okay, oh my god, lovely hook, flash hook over the wall for Callow again, and another insane engage from him, and Luke following up with the volley bear ult, pushing the Seraphine away, burning the Seraphine out as well, and oh my word, Callow is a monster this game.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the clip to close out for today. Yeah, save the best for last. I feel like the voters did agree. Personally, I was more of a fan of the carnage that ensued bot lane in Hex versus Ruined Kings, where Feb just got 4 kills out of nowhere. But yeah, this one was certainly a play to watch for sure. A play to, like, you can just replay this so many times and like take a look at how well this was orchestrated, how good the timing is, how short the reaction like could be realistically from the side of Optimal Aquarium. So little time to react to that play. The flash Q basically comes out almost at the same time as the Destiny, so there's no escape from that play. And yeah, just sets up a perfect pick. Pretty much an illustration of how Ruined Kings played against Awful Aquarium in just one clip. Alright, now we finally closed it out after that clip. Thanks to everyone watching once again. UNL Recall, of course, returns next Wednesday, so tune in then. But now, Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.